Alright, so suddenly in the midst of this intense battle against Kaido and his beast pirates, Nami, of all characters, has received a game-changing addition that serves to embolden her strength and battle capabilities across the board. They say you're only as strong as your weakest link, and at this point, I would say that our weakest link is pretty damn strong. And although not nearly as overt as some of the other members of the Straw Hat crew, Nami, over the course of the series, has continued to become stronger and stronger. No longer is she the damsel in distress who lacks capability in a fight. We've long since passed that, but even still, for the longest time, it's felt as though she's been capped out at an upper East Blue level. And truthfully, Nami has very few fights to her name. In fact, although this may perhaps be an oversight on my part, I, to the best of my ability, cannot recall a single noteworthy fight of hers to have taken place in the New World. Cannon fodder, sure, but noteworthy characters and adversaries, I don't know man, I'm stumped. But again, this is a character that has only continued to become more and more formidable as time has gone on. She is well aware of her looming inability in comparison to her fellow crewmates, but certainly aims to make up for it by way of her wits and intellect, something that many of her fellow crewmates obviously lack. In fact, this is the very reason she has had Usopp commission her Climatot, a weapon that has been upgraded so many times at this point that it puts even Frankie to shame. And for a while there, it seemed like the biggest come up of Nami's fighting career was Zeus's servitude to her. Zeus, of course, being one of Big Mom's go-to combat homies. To possess a power of a YONKO in any capacity is an incredible feat. But as we now know, this was only just the beginning. In response to Zeus's betrayal, Mama sentenced him to be consumed. However, inadvertently Nami intervened and by extension infused her Climatot with Zeus, the fragment of Big Mom's very soul. Now these developments are of course all new, so our frame of reference to just how beneficial they'll be in totality is rather limited. But even still, in this incredibly brief time that the two have been together in this particular capacity, Nami managed to take out Ulti, one of Kaido's most formidable underlings. Yet, mere moments prior, Nami's tornado tempo had virtually no effect on Ulti at all. Now granted, Nami in this case only provided the finishing blow as opposed to handling Ulti at full capacity by her lonesome. After sustaining the full brunt of Big Mom's devastating combination attack Macer Cannon, Ulti was internally devastated. But with that being said, Nami is a master of weather and the manipulation of it. We have seen her combine the elements many times over in the past to staggering effects. And so with Zeus now infused with such a tool, Nami stands to possess a now comparable elemental strength to that. This is YONKO level power, guys. And the capabilities of this sentient weapon aren't even just limited to that. Zeus can now extend her reach tremendously and deal far more sizable blows. And at that, with Haki very much being a spiritual power, having Zeus in this form, a physically tangible form, is one in which Armament Haki infusion is certainly a possibility. And so even without possessing Haki herself, Nami now stands to use said power anyways. And lest we forget, Big Mom is a user of Conqueror's Haki as well. I don't want to even think about how insane that sort of possibility would be. Luffy, Zoro, potentially Yamato with his addition to the crew, and now Zeus. That would make 4 Conqueror's Haki users on the Straw Hats. Wow. And one might argue that with Zeus simply being a fragment of Big Mom's soul, he may not be able to access enough of her Haki powers to constitute such a thing. But simply considering the excess power that woman has, that argument doesn't faze me in the slightest. In fact, we would be remiss to neglect the influence of Big Mom's Vivre card. This is an item that not even Big Mom's own children are allowed to possess, as even with such a tiny little thing, the influence of Big Mom yet remains and is enough to compel homies to do one's bidding as if beckoned by Big Mom herself. And so if something like that holds power, a literal piece of her very own soul sure does. And on that point, we can't forget that this too is something that Nami still possesses. She has in her possession something that not even Big Mom's most trusted forces and allies possess, as it is just that dangerous. Past this though, we have the fact that Nami can't miss. Or at least it'll be really hard for her to do so, seeing as Zeus, even after striking a specific point, can still manage to reroute his trajectory until an adversary is assailed. Furthermore, Zeus was again one of Big Mom's go-to homies for years. That is combat experience the likes of which very few people in this world can claim to possess. And though Zeus himself isn't the brightest character around, that's alright, because his master is. Nami is at this point looking to be a sort of pseudo Big Mom, and if there is any character whose strength is worth emulating, I'd say a YONKO isn't a bad choice at all. When it comes to application, we can expect all manner of elements to be utilized and augmented by the power of Zeus. With that, Nami, in a sense, is also now akin to a multifaceted Logia type. And sure, maybe she lacks the physicality associated with such power, but to offset that difference, remember that the homies aren't affected by oncoming armament Haki infused attacks. They are, however, weakened by opposing elements like water to fire. But with the versatility of Nami's elemental powers, that shouldn't be a problem. And you know, a claim to fame of Big Moms is her ability to control weather, something that Nami too possesses, and now to an even greater extent. And truly, I cannot stress how great of an overall increase to power this stands to be. In an interview, when questioned what devil fruit Nami would have if she were a user, Oda answered with the Goro Goro no Mi, what is a Logia type possessed by none other than God Enel himself, the manipulation of lightning, which again, she now has in the form of Zeus. And speaking of Enel, a claim to fame of his was El Thor, what was a devastating downward strike from the sky above. The aftermath of which was, funny enough, observed firsthand by Nami to have thoroughly torn through a massive tree. Well, Nami's done way more than that with Zeus already. The touchdown of her breeze tempo, which mind you wasn't even done in conjunction with a willing Zeus, was so powerful that it ripped a hole straight through the earth, and when observed from afar was indistinguishable from the wrath of Big Mom herself by even her very own children. This attack was so strong that it even managed to, at least for a moment there, stagger the otherwise indomitable and unstoppable Big Mom. And listen, if it can do that to someone like her, imagine against someone of a lower level. Because I mean, it's not like we're expecting Nami to fight the final bosses of an arc by her lonesome. The legend of Monkey King Wukong is one present in plenty of Japanese properties, and One Piece is no different. Monkey D. Luffy being a very obvious example of such influences, but the same is at this point undeniable in the case of Nami. From her power pole of varying size and shape to her sentient cloud companion. And with some Wukong being so powerful that he could at a point effortlessly challenge the gods, it is about time that Nami got a power up on this level. But what do you guys think about this upgrade? I for one am obviously really excited by all these prospects and cannot wait to see them fully realized in the times to come. And if you'd like to be here for all that and more, be sure to subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on so you never miss a thing, as we plan on making plenty more One Piece videos from here on out. And don't forget to follow us over on Twitter and Instagram at PlotArmorYT for all the latest and greatest anime and manga news, memes, information, and even giveaways. As always, I'm Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.